Here we go. It's the Vision Realty Group, Austin, Texas. My name is Paulie Campanero, owner of the Vision Realty Group, and we're going to jump in on some market stats for the Austin, Texas area. And hey, this is important because the Austin, Texas area is not only one of the hottest markets in the world, it's been going a little bit crazy. So continuing to talk about it, continuing to take a look at what's going on to get a better idea of whether you should jump into the market, whether you should sell, and the right time for you based off of what's going on. So let's jump in. So the last year's been absolutely bananas. In 2021, from January to June in Austin, Texas, we absolutely exploded with 35 to 40% appreciation in 6 months. The real estate market never saw something like that. Now it cooled off in July, August, and September. The market actually went down, and then we saw some wavering in regards to up, down to finish the year. And so December was an interesting month because it fortified and strengthened. We actually saw an increase in the number of homes on the market, which is weird because December and January and February are usually and traditionally in the real estate market the weaker months in regards to inventory and the number of sales. So let's take a look at what happened from December to January. Now it's beginning of March, but see, we don't see the February numbers until the end of March. So we're always talking, a month and a half behind here as far as what's going on. And from December to January, we saw in Travis and Williamson counties some very interesting things happen. In Travis County, the county that incorporates the central area of Texas and the outer rungs of the city, we saw the actual median price drop and go down. We went from $545,000 to $530,000, which is actually a pretty significant decrease in value. Now, why'd that happen? If I had to make an overbid price offer on the home that I was trying to pursue, because that was happening, right? People were still offering over asking price, and yet the median price went down. How'd that happen? Well, overall, you may have had to make an over asking price bid on that property because it was a gorgeous property in the right neighborhood. And with homes that are priced right, because not everybody's pricing homes right in regards to what the seller wants or what the agent is able to explain to them and get the seller to accept in regards to where to start their asking price. And so while that was happening, people were having to offer over asking price. That was happening more often for people who were pricing their homes below what the more recent homes had sold for and priced their homes according to what those homes that sold started at for asking price. Okay, let me slow it down. You see, traditionally in real estate, we as real estate agents would price home based off of what the homes recently sold for. Now, the professionals, we learned last year when the market went cray-cray, that we couldn't do that anymore because buyers were beginning to get reluctant. They were trigger shy on moving forward. And we're seeing that even now, right now, is buyers are a little hesitant in regards to seeing what's going on with the market because they understand while it's a seller's market and they still may have to compete, they don't want to get caught up in the craziness. Now, the right homes at the right price, we're still seeing some crazy overbid price offers. And yet overall as a whole, the market's having a little bit more reluctancy, a little bit more hesitancy. And so the professionals, the realtors who understand what's going on are consulting the sellers and going, hey, listen, Mr. Seller, I know you want the most money possible for this property. I know that you've seen overbid asking prices, properties selling for $25,000, $50,000, $100,000 plus over asking price. And for that to happen, we have to price the home according to what those homes had sold for, started at. What was their asking price? What was the asking price that caused those homes to sell above and beyond asking price? And so now there's some leeway there. There's some give and take in regards to where exactly you might start, but understanding that when people see value in regards to where you're starting your asking price for versus what homes have recently sold for, that's part of the excitement and the drive where it'll cause a property to sell beyond even what the last sales have sold for, and to get people excited. Now, could you start your asking price at what the most recent homes have sold for? Yes, you could. And could that property sell for over asking price? Yes, it could. And look, this is about creating value in the minds of the buyers. And so making sure that we're doing that by pricing conservatively or aggressively, or however you want to frame that thought, helps buyers get excited and helps buyers go above and beyond. Now look, it's complicated. There's a lot of pieces to the puzzle here in regards to the neighborhood, the condition of the property, the curb appeal of the property, right? So being able to consult and sit down with a professional to figure out what makes sense for you can help dictate how that would work for you and what strategy to take, exactly how aggressive or conservative to be in that situation. So look, bottom line, you can get the most money possible. Now, what's interesting is that in Williamson County, the median price actually went up $450,000 to $460,000. So look, different dynamics. Williamson County is a little bit more rural. It's a little bit more spread out and isn't as condensed and populated as Travis County. And so there was some interesting dynamics there as far as how their median price went up versus Travis County's went down, while both counties you could have been a buyer and still have experienced multiple offers and having to bid over asking price. Okay, so the moral of the story is, look, I gotta have some insight, some inside market information, being able to talk to a professional who can figure out where am I at and what's going on and what's the best strategy to either get the most money possible as a seller or to ensure that I get the best possible deal as a buyer, and understand what that really means, because really it is subjective even to the areas and to the neighborhoods and even into the properties themselves. So you're gonna need some insight. You're gonna need some perspective to be able to make sure that while the market's kind of all over the place and yet we still continue to appreciate overall as a whole, and I don't see that changing because the natural dynamics of Austin in regards to why people are coming here. It's an awesome place to live. It's a boon for technology and growth. That's not gonna change unless we see some sort of major, God forbid, tragic overall a national scenario, or maybe even a global scenario where something really goes bad. And I know that there's lots of bad things happening in the world right now, and there's always bad things happening in the world. And as we see it right now here in Austin, Texas, I really don't see a change with that in regards to appreciation and the market moving forward as a whole. We probably got another, and I'm going to go out on a limb and say it, 10% more appreciation this year, possibly more. And I'll be honest with you, I see more of that next year, not along the lines and the bigger chunks of appreciation that happened in 2020 and 2021. But in 2022, we're going to see some more. And I believe in 2023, there's still even more margin because of the perceived value from where people are coming from in northern states, in more populated cities, from California and the Northwest, up in the Washington, Oregon area. We're still a great buy, and there's still even a lot more margin based off of the prices that they're paying in those other cities and regions. Okay, so just for my cheat sheet here on what I have up is that, look, new listings are down 14% from this time last year. Down 14% from this time last year. Last year we were already down. This year, January 2022, we were down another 14%. Active listings down 25% from this time last year, which is showing yet again why we're still continuing to move forward at a heavy pace. And then ultimately that means just a 2-week supply. Just a 2-week supply, take into consideration 20% or so of those properties are overpriced. It's getting competitive out there. It's been competitive out there. So what are the little margins? Now we're talking buyers that I can use, and I'll give you a couple tips and tricks and hacks, because as a listing agent, somebody who lists a lot of property and ultimately ends up dealing with both sellers and buyers, there's lots of little inches in your negotiation tactics to be able to win. Now look, it's competitive. When it gets competitive out there and you're in a situation where you're competing against a lot of other buyers, I'd say, 2 or 3 or more, right? 3 or more. You want all the inches you can get to be able to win. Now look, there's minor concessions that you can make. That'll cost you some money, and yet it'll win you the deal and probably earn you some money as the market continues to appreciate aggressively. So where are those points? Well, number 1, offer to pay sellers title costs. Now that's kind of a biggie, because that could cost $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 worth of cost for you as a buyer. And yet again, remember, it could win you the deal. It could be a part of winning you the deal. And while it may cost you some money right now up front, it's going to earn you some money very quickly because of that appreciation that's happening. Because if you don't win this deal right now and the market appreciates another 10% in the next 90 days, you could be paying $50,000 to $75,000 more for the same type of property that you're looking for. So you might want to pay that seller title cost, which could be a few $1,000s. Offer to pay for a new survey if one may be needed. Now, that could be really a moot point because often the seller has a good survey that's acceptable to title and you don't have to worry about that. But when you put that in the contract and you say, hey, if a new survey is needed, we will pay for it, then it just looks good. Okay, don't ask for closing costs. Don't ask for really anything unless it's already included in the listing, because all the inches may count for you to be able to secure a property. Hey, now this is good for anybody, anywhere in a competitive market. And at the end of the day, your ability to get the best deal possible, whether you are a seller or a buyer, often comes down to what awareness, what awareness you have, what information you're privy to, who you're talking to be able to ensure that you're not only doing what's best for you, but that you're able to still get the best deal possible. And with a market like this one where it doesn't look like things are going to change anytime soon dramatically, even with the perceived interest rate hikes. And look, they've been up, they've been down, they've been back up, they've been back down. They snuck up again yesterday. It's not enough to change the fact that this is still a great market and the interest rates still historically are so low that it's really not going to change the dynamics of what's happening right now. One more note. Well, when's it going to slow down? If you know, reach out to me and let me know, because nobody has a crystal ball. Last year we peaked in June, and then like I said, July, August, September, those were 3 declining months, and then we bounced back upwards towards the end of the month. So it's going to continue strongly into the early summer, I believe, very similarly again to last year. I believe we'll probably see similarly to the wavering of up, down, but overall up for the end of the year. And so when is it a good time to sell or buy? When it's a good time for you to sell or buy. So based off of your own personal circumstances in regards to timing. But remember, more people have lost money in trying to speculate markets than have just made money by jumping in and investing. Can you financially afford it? Does it make sense to you? Is the timing right? How does it play in regards to your personal circumstances? And just executing and jumping in and doing what's right for you. And if you need more consultation around that, around the Austin market specifically, Vision Realty Group's here for you to understand your vision, our mission. Vision Realty Group, Austin, Texas. My name's Paulie Campanero. Have a great day.